Yo, 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 what's going on? And welcome back to the quick rundown. We do rundowns on everything from the league lore to the league patch notes to anything league related. Now, this time, we are not going to be doing either of those two. And this is not going to be a quick rundown. Today, we're going to be doing a bronze, silver, and gold guide to wave management. And in this video, I'm going to go over what you should be looking in laning phase, how you should when you should be backing, and what you should do when they back, and all the basics in laning phase. And before this video starts, I just want you guys to remember to like and subscribe the video if you haven't already. It really supports the channel and it helps me out to know that you guys are liking the content you're seeing. So that's all I wanted to say at the beginning. Nothing that's inch out of the way. Let's get to the rundown. So first off, where I want to start. So let's say you walk into lane, right? You just helped your jungler, and this is from an ADC standpoint. It's not really from, well, you could use. I'm using an ADC example. You could use this in top, mid, or bot, the same. So as an ADC, let's say you're on blue side or red side, and you just, but for example, it's your blue side, and let's say you just finished leashing your 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 jungler, right? You run all the way down here, right? You get into the lane, right? So what you first want to look at is, well, of course you want to get to level 2, all that jazz, right? So let me toggle minions right here. So they're gonna approach. So first of all, let's go over the concept of freezing the wave. Freezing the wave, not the lane. Freezing the wave. So typically, you want to freeze the lane. Let's say on blue side. Let's go blue side first. Typically, you want to freeze the lane here. Like, you see where my cursor is, like this line. Like this line right here, actually. Like anywhere here, but most of the time it wants to be like over here. So that if a gank were to happen, or if a jungler were to come, you have an escape. You have some escape, and and you could zone off if you're ahead. Even if you're behind, you could zone off your opponent. So I'm playing Caitlyn, for example, and you can zone off your opponent. Um, oh shit, fuck, say my fucking keybinds are ass. Yeah, okay. Sorry about that. So I'm playing Caitlyn. She outranges almost every ADC in the game except for Ashe. Well, she still technically outranges Ashe, but she's like even with Ashe. But the wave could be right here where I'm standing. So your blue minions are here, your red minions are here, and you're just last hitting. You to freeze the wave, like right here, right here. If I push the wave up, this is typically where you want to freeze as red side, because here you just last hit the wave. I can't really hit them in because, you know, let's say the jungler. Let's say it's not. Let's say this wasn't ward. I'm gonna ward right here. So let's say there was no vision here. I couldn't walk up for free because it, this brush isn't warded and this brush isn't warded. So if that's there, I can't do anything. And if I'm behind, I either choose to stay and grieve for the wave or I back. And typically, if you decide to build up a wave, the only way this would be here, the wave would be up here from blue side, is if you built up a wave enough and you slow push the wave up and you build up the wave. That's the only way. It's either the wave crashes into the turret or they decide to freeze the wave there. Now let's say you just shove the wave up, right? You have no choice but to back. And honestly, in the two scenarios I'm about to describe, you back. It's either you build up a wave enough and it gets to the turret, or they're there to CS it, or even if there's no red minions and it crashes the turret, you back. So any of those two scenarios, either you shove up the wave or you build up a wave to get to them. You have to back. And why I'm saying this is that you have to think why you're doing things. Like if you stay, why are you staying? Right? If you're behind, then if you're behind, and I don't know how, I'm just saying, but like the only way that you'd be behind them is if they shove the wave into you. So let's say you're ahead in this scenario. In this scenario, you're ahead. If you decide to stay, if you're ahead, why are you staying? You have to think like that. You have to think why you're doing the things you're doing in lane. Because if you think why and it's not a good reason, then why the hell are you doing it, right? If you're ahead and it's already shoved into here, right, into here, why are you here still? You should back, get your items, come back, and you're ahead. Because by the time they shove the wave in, or not shove the wave in, and by the time they get the CS, you already have another wave coming in, and they're probably gonna be here still, or they're probably stupid if they're bad and back. And then you'll have a chance to shove the wave in, and they lose minions, right? If the minions are here, and if the minions are here and they freeze the wave, you lose minions, but but you will be ahead enough to come back and still dominate the lane in the earlier phases. Because if you built up that wave and you backed and you came back with your items already, you'll already be ahead and you could probably take advantage of it if they're still here. If they're not here, you can shove in the wave and they lose the minions, right? If and also another thing, if you're kind of even in lane, right? If you're even in lane, and let's say the minions are here, right? Like right where my minions are, technically, kind of not really there, but up here, and it's like there's this wave. If you see a cannon wave coming and you really can't stay, you should back. When in doubt, back on a cannon wave, because the cannon wave, if they decide to stay and you back, by the time they shove in the cannon wave into your turret, the cannon minion will still be alive. It'll take like a couple shots before you get to the lane, because you won't, and you still will have time to get the wave still, because when it goes in a turret, the turret automatically and it'll focus the first minion, but after you kill the first minion, it'll attack cannon minion. I can't show you any. Well, let's see if this happens here, but regardless, I'll shove the wave in actually to see if what I'm saying is true. I'm pretty sure that's true. Okay. Um. Ah, never mind. This cut down. Sorry about that. Um. But yeah. But as I was saying, the turret will automatically focus the cannon minion, other than your other minions, and by the time you get to the lane, your cannon minion will still be alive and just most likely be able to get it still. If you don't get it in time, that means you fucked up your back and you didn't back in time. Um, Another thing is, so let's talk about. So this is probably not going to be a fucking wave management video. It's probably going to be a fully like what to do in lane video. Um, let's talk about dragon. Well, let's show it here. I think I'll be able to. Well, it's not going to do it because the cannon is only there, but I'm sure you'll see in your games that it focuses the cannon most of the time. Let's talk about dragon. So, and this is important. If you're blue side, right, and you let's say you start red, as I said, and you goes top, you ganks top if you want, blah 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 blah, and it's like, what time would it be? Like 6 minutes, 7 minutes in. Well, whenever dragon spawns, um, they're probably gonna they're probably gonna back, reset, and go to dragon, and look like take their rates, maybe look for scuttle, or they already got it. If you look at your map and you see that your jungler is bot side, you usually want to shove in the wave because you need to have prio in order for your jungler to do dragon. Because without prio, you can't really do dragon. Because let's say you're back shit. Because let's say you're backed up here and you're freezing the wave for some reason, or let's say you're in the process of freezing the wave, right? And your jungler's bot and your dragon's up. You you either let the you have to, if you're freezing the lane, that's fine, but you have to call for the jungler to gank before you do the dragon. if you're in the middle of the lane, like here, if the minions are even and they're in the middle of the lane, you want to shove the wave. You want to shove the wave and go for dragon because the jungle will be bot side. If jungle is top side, you can do whatever the hell you want. Just ward for dragon. If the bot side decides to push, that means you're going for dragon. That means you have to equally shove the wave. You can't just freeze. You cannot freeze the wave, or you can freeze the wave and give up dragon. That's another decision you can do. Just give up dragon completely because the first dragon doesn't really matter. I don't think as much as the other dragons. But but you need a second dragon. You cannot let them get two dragons in a row. That's what if you follow me. Um, so yeah, base premise. If the jungle is bot side, you do not want to. You can wait. Never mind. If the jungler is bot side, freeze. You can freeze the wave, but you have to call for the jungler for a gank, and you have to and the moment he ganks, you either get a kill, or if you don't get a kill, you either burn a flash or whatever. The jungler shoves a wave, and you go for dragon. Now it's either you freeze the wave or you shove the wave and then you go for dragon. Because you have to prioritize this objective. Dragon's like one of the most important objectives other than the Baron and the turrets. Because it leads up to soul, and the moment you get soul, it's really hard to lose a game with soul. I've seen many games where I've even lost games with soul. Even pro players lose game with soul. It's really hard for that to happen. But it's rare that people actually lose a soul, and you don't want to give that objective up. And it's 100% better to secure all the dragons earlier rather than later because bot lane is the only lane other than mid that can really help earlier on. And you want to really leave the mid laner alone to get ahead to to snowball the lanes, And even the mid laner can come help gank earlier so you can get dragon. So yeah, that's pretty much all I need to say on dragons. Just know when to shove the lane for dragon or call the jungler for a gank if you're freezing. It depends on your choice, but usually just do one of these and you'll be completely fine. And it's easier in lower elo because the guys, well, not the guys, the players will not know what the hell. Um, the players will not know what's happening, Even in lower elo like bronze or low silver, they won't know. Oh, they're shoving the wave, they're going for dragon. Most of the people in gold will know what you're doing, right? So that's why that's important to do. And so the turret is how some because I'm gonna talk about turrets. Once the turret falls, so let's talk about the turrets. No, it doesn't matter. Once it's either your turret falls or their turret falls, you have to be smart on what you get to see what your enemy's doing, your enemy bot lane. So let's say you get their turret. The moment you get the turret, you want to shove the wave. So okay, so let's say you're right here, and you're getting this turret right here, right? And their wave is coming in, right? And you're in the process of killing the turret, and they're dead. So okay, so let's say they're dead, and you're getting the turret. You get the turret, and you shove the wave, right? If they're still here, you want to get the turret, either look for a kill or just back. Yeah, I think yeah. No. You get the turret, you shove the wave and back if they're still here, or you look for a kill and shove the wave. So either way, you're still shoving the wave, but you have to back right after you get the turret. And I missed this completely. The fucking turret plating. The only times you want to get turret plating is if um don't stay for turret plating at 5 minutes until before 5 minutes because I don't know if a lot of people notice, but before 5 minutes the turret actually has a shield that makes it harder I don't know if this is for mid and top, but I know for bot, but I've seen it. I don't know for me. I think for all towers, anyways. No, no, I'm stupid. It's for all turrets. Before 5 minutes, the turrets actually have a shield that makes it harder to take the plating. I wouldn't, unless you're really dominating lane and you know where the jungler is, don't stay to take turret plating before 5 minutes, because it's gonna be really hard to get turret plating, and you most likely won't get it by the time to get back to lane if you do kill them. So only do that if you're really dominating and you know where the jungler is. And you know where everyone is, and your jungler isn't bot lane to take dragon. Most of the time, do not do that. Just after 5 minutes, if you do kill them, and so let's say you kill them here, or you kill them in lane, and the wave is like close up here, you can stay to take one or two plating. Most times one. If you're greedy, you get two, but two plating is usually normal. But the only times you get two is if their timers are like shorter or longer. But that's most likely not going to be the issue. That's most likely not going to be the circumstance because you kill them earlier on. You would stay to get one. If your support stays and you want to get two, and they want to get two, just ignore them. Just play for yourself. It's solo queue, right? This place you have to play for yourself in solo queue. It's not really. It's a team game, of course, but it's fun. It's if you're supposed to be making a dumb decision, don't follow them. If they stay, just ping them off. If they stay, just let them die because most likely they're gonna stay and die to the jungler. That's most likely what's gonna happen. You take one plating and you leave. Don't greed for a second one because you can always get it. Because at that point, if your minions are here and they're helping you take turret plating, you get one, you back. It's still gonna be there. Their minions gonna be shoving into your wave. If I mean, yeah, they're gonna crash into your wave, and by the time you stay for the second plating, they're going to be there. The jungler will most likely be here, and you're going to die because you greeted for the plating. Um. So yeah. So once the so I talked about plating and to back. Um. So once your tower is taken, so once you take tower, you most likely so when you shove the wave, you back. You most likely want to go mid and help mid get their turret. And their balance is probably going to stay there, but most likely you're probably going to swap. It's either you're going to swap or you three-man mid, you get the turret, because then your ball will be forced to go mid because mid is losing. And by that time, your jungler will most likely have Rift Herald, or you go mid, you get a couple plating, and then you go for Dragon, because Dragon will most likely be up by then. Um, yeah, and at that point, once you get Dragon, your mid lane, you and mid lane want to swap. Most of the time, you're gonna swap, and your bot lane will most likely go mid, and that shit's gonna happen. Um, and if your turret gets taken, if your turret gets taken, it's the other way. It's literally the other way around. You did if your target gets taken, it's either you abandon you. It's either you go bot. No, it's either because most of the time your support's gonna go mid and help mid because their bot's gonna be there. So you're most likely not gonna get turret until later. And you do and once this turret's gone, you have no protection. So you don't want to be pushed up here. But do not overextend. As an ADC, you're essentially a pack of gold for the other lanes. The jungler, mid, and top look at you as a pack of gold. Literally, like it's just literally free gold in their hand because you're gonna die earlier on. Even later in the game, they're gonna fucking kill you. They're gonna one shot your ass. You fucking dead. Um, so if you decide to come back bot while this turret's taken, you do not want to be pushing up here, getting this turret by yourself, even with your support, because most of the time the jungle's gonna come in here and run your pockets, so like you're gonna die. So and if the wave is pushed in here, you most of the time you want to push the wave up to here, and the wave will probably meet up here, and and once you push this wave in here, you want to move your ass mid. You want to go mid. You want to go all the way mid and help them mid because bot's not going to be here, and the jungle is most likely going to be hovering bot. So you do not want to be bot once your turret's taken, unless you're with someone unless you're with your top laner, which will most likely if they take top, if they're winning top, they're gonna take this turret and go bot to take bot turret. If not, later in the game, you're just gonna come down here with everyone else and help get the turret, the Rift Herald or something. But that's later in the game. So yeah, that's pretty much. I think that's about it for. Do I have to talk about Baron? Yeah, yeah. Fuck it. Let's talk about Baron in this, anyways. This is not a wave management. This is ADC, guys. So with Baron, once Baron comes up, you do not want to be bot unless you're losing hard. Well, not even if you're losing hard. And if Baron's up, you as you want to get blue ward. This one right here. You want to get this, and you need to get perma vision on Baron at all times because you never know when their team is gonna get Baron. And the moment they get Baron, you're gonna be like, "Oh shit, we didn't have vision on it," and they're just gonna sneak it because all the waves can be pushed in, and they're just gonna sneak Baron like that. So, yeah, once a Baron comes up, you never want to be. You and your jungler do not want to be seen bot. The only exceptions is top lane because they probably have TP and they're gonna TP there and help the fight. Mid lane sometimes if they have TP then sure, but the top lane always wants to go bot and you know because they have TP they can come to fucking Baron. So yeah, that's what you want to do. The moment Baron comes up, do not go bot again unless there's CS over here or something, or if you know where if you know where everyone the enemy team if you know where they are, then sure go bot. Um, other than that, well, it's a rule of thumb for both objectives. If Baron is up, stay in the mid lane. Literally stay here, stay at the mid or top. If they're mid lane, if Dragon is down, okay. If Dragon is down and Baron's up, stay in either of these two lanes. Most of the time, you want to stay mid because that's where your support and mid lane is going to be, and your jungler will probably be here too, and your top lane is probably gonna be there. Um, if Dragon is down, if Baron's up and Dragon's up, you want to stay bot side. Well, not bot. Excuse me. You want to stay mid if Dragon's up. You can go bot. You do not want to stay bot. You want to stay mid or bot to CS if your turret's taken. It'll mostly at this stage of the game, bot and turret must most likely be taken if you took the tower first. But if Dragon's up and Baron's up, you want to stay bot here. You want to stay mid. You want to stay mid and bot to only CS if the wave comes up to here. That's the only time you want to be bot, is if the wave is at your tier 2 turret. So if Dragon's up, you want to stay mid so you can find that way to get to Dragon. Because it's the same thing with Baron. If Baron's up, you don't want to be bot, you want to be top and mid. If Dragon's up, you do not want to be top, you want to be bot or mid, right? So that's essentially what that's essentially where you want to be positioning when these oh shit by the end of the game when these objectives are up, right? So I think that is about it for um for this video. I think I've gone over almost everything to do with wave management in this video. Well, I say wave management. It's not even a wave management video. It's literally about how to play ADC in bronze and silver. That is literally what it is. The basic stuff of how to play ADC in bronze and silver. How to be better. Excluding the CS, and you know how to CS. Use practice. Um, so yeah, if I did miss anything, um, of course I didn't talk about. I'm not gonna talk about how to CS and stuff. Just to, how to what to do in certain situations. Of course, I won't be CSing all the time. But yeah, if I did miss anything, comment in the comments if I did, and what I missed. And yeah, anyone can just go in the comments and look at how or what people are saying. You guys can help each other out. If you do like content like this, consider subscribing because I'm most likely if this video does well, I'm probably gonna do another one on another maybe lane or mechanic or just talk about how to get good CS or something. Whatever you guys want me to talk about. I do patch notes on this channel, going over them. I go over lore, champion lore on this channel too. So yeah, if you guys want to see more stuff like this, consider like the video so I know that you guys like it, and consider subscribing. It really helps the channel. Um, it helps me know that you guys are liking the videos on the channel. And yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say. Comment what you guys want to go over. Yeah, I think I said that already. Fuck my life. Shit. Yeah. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Hope you guys have a fantastic day after this long ass video. If you made it to this far in the video, I love you. You're you're I consider you one of the greatest human beings on this planet. No. If you made this far, you're amazing. I love you. But yeah, take care. Hope you guys are good. And yeah, I will see you all next time. Goodbye.